Madden Edition on YouTube. I'm your host, Jack. Merry Christmas. Streaming to you live from the Fourjacs Studios in Los Angeles, December 25th, 2000. 2 o'clock a.m. Early morning Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to everyone. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Cardinals going up against the Jets. With that, let's get up to MetLife Stadium as we welcome in our guys, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. Coming to you from just off the New Jersey Turnpike in East Rutherford. We are just about set for football on EA Sports from MetLife Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Jets. And he will be brought down here at about this 17-yard line. Shift together here from the D-line. First carry from Matt Forte. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And here are the starters offensively, and one of the wideouts, Eric Decker.
Remember when he came out of school, out of Minnesota, many thought he was nothing more than a number 2 or 3 receiver? He's proven everyone wrong. He's a guy who's a high-volume catcher and a terrific player downfield.
To throw is Fitzpatrick. It's caught by Quincy Anunia. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
On first down, this is Forte. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And here is the Cardinal defense.
Calais Campbell is one of the tallest defensive ends in the league. Has the ability to get low and play the run and adds excellent kick blocking ability.
On second down, Forte. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Third down and 8 now. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. A dump off to Forte. And he's taken down at the 43. The number 4 picking up the first. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
They go back to the ground attack here. It's Forte. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Calais Campbell on the stop.
But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down. They just get the play off. Now Fitzpatrick. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And they get 10 yards there and convert on third. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Second down, Fitzpatrick. Drops it underneath to Forte. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is third down. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And a gain there of 11 yards.
And then most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end. But running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And they're definitely showing blitz here. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Fitzpatrick with a give to Forte. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Just looking at from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the...
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Chandler Jones in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. And with the play clock counting down towards 0, Todd Bowles will take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So on comes the field goal unit for the Jets. Here's Nick Folk. And Folk's kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Leonard Williams breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting...
And this will be caught at the 30. And that one results in 35 yards. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that one. Both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
He got it there. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's Palmer. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, David Harris. As the Jets file back on the field for the next offensive series, let's look ahead. What does his team need to adjust in the offseason? Because you know there's going to be a lot of questions from that fan base and the front office.
Well, so much attention is paid to the defense, and rightly so, because they have some big-time players over there. You talk about Muhammad Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson, and last year their first-round pick, Darren Lee, at linebacker. So many guys who can play, but they weren't as cohesive this year as many would have thought. They want to see if they...
Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. On second down, here's Palmer. Screen play, Johnson. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way, and boy, he can get hurt.
And Palmer gives to Johnson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And now they're in the hurry-up. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up and make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner. Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And they're going to speed things up here.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes, and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play. Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
You're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them. They tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Let's go, let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58. Team 79.
They come out here in the eye. Palmer will throw. Looking for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There's no shyness there pushing the ball downfield, but I like the coverage on the play. In good position. And when you have a 50-50 ball, who's going to come down with it? I like the way they made the play. Came across and knocked it away.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. One receiver left, 2 to the right. Halfback. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll send Brown in motion right. In motion right is John Brown. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. 4th down. Here's Palmer. And this is incomplete. Bruce Arians takes a shot there, but his guys come up empty. And the Jets are going to get the football back. And New York set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and it's 2nd down. 10 yards still left on 2nd down. To throw, Fitzpatrick sets up the screen to Forte. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick drops it underneath to Forte. It'll be a gain of 16 and give him a 1st down as well.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Quincy Enunwa, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Again, it's Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Fitzpatrick to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Big mistake here by the kicker, kicking it out of bounds.
The one that drives coaches crazy. Keep it in the field of play and let your guys cover.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll send the tight end in motion left. A toss left side. Johnson. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They go to Johnson again. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They toss it out right to Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
Here's Palmer to throw. It's caught. Nelson. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
2nd down, 8. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come out here in the eye. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A horde of Jets. Huge crew there to make the stop.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Quickly to the line. Again, it's Johnson. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And with that, the lead changes hands here in this 3rd quarter. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
After the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started.
Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. But I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play. A near turnover, but the offense recovers it. Now they'll try to regroup on second. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. It's complete. It's Forte. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It's a gain of 5. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Here's a screen to Powell. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. Marshall will be the lone receiver right. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. 3 yards to go on 2nd down. Fitzpatrick again. Sets up the screen to Forte. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they could do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but they have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks. Those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being
caught by Marshall. He's got it. He's got a Jets touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver laying himself out in the end zone. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. On the ground, Forte. And he is into the end zone as that pushes the lead up to 6. They get the conversion, and Trump, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead and runner.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. 2 veterans there. Palmer to Fitzgerald. And even 40 yards.
Today's receivers in the NFL, they're the complete package nowadays. We know they can run, we know they can catch, but they have those big frames now. So oftentimes they just out-physical guys downfield and go up and catch the football. And we saw a big gain as a result on that play.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Palmer to throw on second down. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's third down.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now Palmer on third and long. Caught by Nelson left side. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
It takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And quickly they get to the line. On second down, here's Palmer. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Calvin Pryor. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And the D looking like they may blitz. Now a second down throw for Fitzpatrick. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And Marshall's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. If you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a...
Well, here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. Forte, the lone running back. Fitzpatrick here to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Fitzpatrick. And this is going to be incomplete. Matt Forte, a great receiver out of the backfield, was the intended target. And that'll bring up a fourth down.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to defend what they call the moment of truth ball, meaning a 50-50? The ball's in the air, defender's there, receiver's there. Who's going to make a play on the football? And in this case, the defensive guys actually got it done and knocked it away.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So down 6, and they know they need this one on fourth down.
Get ready. Blue 58. Blue 58.
They'll look to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball.
Now Palmer maybe not in love with the personnel or the call. He's going to take a timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. And he motions the wide receiver. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now it's Palmer. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great lead, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
Good game. That game was streaming live on YouTube at Fourjacs TV. Episode 111. Fourjacs TV.
Call it a victory. After this one, it's always tough to lose a game. But after this one, Charles, your offensive coordinator has head scratching going on probably.
Trying to figure out what he's going to do to jumpstart his team. The defensive coordinator, on the other hand, he's going around. Way to go, fellas. Great job. Keep it going. Things will turn for us.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.
Thank you for watching another episode of Fourjacs TV on YouTube. This is your host, Jack, saying Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays to all. I'm saying peace, love. Merry Christmas, everybody. Peace to the world. Love to everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. This is your host, Jack, saying thank you for watching another episode of Fourjacs TV, episode 111. Killer. Good night, everyone. Merry Christmas. Enjoy This was your early morning Christmas edition. So you have a whole lot of Christmas ahead of everybody, but this is Christmas 2016, and this game is ending. This is about to end at 2:42 a.m. This is your host, Jack, again, saying peace, love, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I'm out of here.